Hello, everyone. Mike Doloff, Inflow Communications. Glad to be talking with you today. As always, I have my trusted sidekick, aka my boss, Travis Dillard. Travis, say hello.
Hello, everybody. Nice to be here.
All right, so this is part 3 of our remote workers series, where we're talking about what's that like. We live and work every day as a remote company and with remote employees, and so I want to share our insights and lessons learned and ideas and thoughts for others. So with that, we're going to be focusing today on what are the impacts on recruiting and retention when you're in a remote environment. And so Travis, I'm going to kick it over to you here. This is a big topic, but what are the pros you see when it comes to recruiting for remote employees? What are things that come up all the time for you, things you're thinking about, things that are benefits for those that are looking to be hired?
Oh, yeah, great question. I mean, originally when we decided that this was going to be our long-term plan, we looked at it as being a challenge for us to recruit and retain good people. But over time, it's actually been a huge competitive advantage for us. I mean, you think about it, you're trying to find, we're big on culture here at Inflow, right? Our core principles, our core values, and why we get up every day. Everything from the top down is wrapped around core values, from taking on business lines, different customers, partnerships, staffing, etc. And so obviously, before we delve into anything too deep with a prospective employee, we make sure they're a good culture fit. And if you think about it, traditional brick and mortar, finding someone that has the right skill set and is a culture fit for the company, the timing's just right, all within a 20-25 mile an hour radius. Now that we're on this side of it, when you think about it, it actually seems really difficult to do that because we don't have to. We have the luxury of really being able to recruit prospective employees all over the country, and actually all over the world for that matter. And so it makes it a lot easier to find good people. And so that's actually worked out well in our favor. I mean, another really strong pro for me, we also, and this ties into our culture, we have an A players only mentality at Inflow. They always say A players like to hang out with A players or strive to be an A+ player, whereas, B players like to hang out with C players. And so, as you grow, finding, we have over 50 employees now, all A players, that can be a challenge. And, but A players like to be autonomous. The type of A players that work for us, they like to create, they like to problem solve, they like to be self-starters. They don't like to be micromanaged. And so attracting really good talent, the type of talent we're actually looking for, is actually easier because we have a remote work at home environment. If you think about it, one of the things we've always said is, why not us? Why not us build a phenomenal company that provides unbelievable experiences for our customers? Why not grow? Why not be international? Why not, why not do these things? But why not do it on our terms? And, one of the things that comes to mind on our terms, our employees' terms, is why can't we do this and not have to commute an hour in and an hour back from work every day? Why can't we have some flexibility to have work-life balance and be with our families? Why can't we do this on our terms and be creative at the way we grow our company and we produce work? And so it's actually a huge recruiting advantage for us. People like that. And we've learned that, especially with the type of people that gel well in our culture, once you go back to working from home with the right tools and the right culture and the right framework, you never can go back. And I think you could probably testify to that, coming on, working in brick and mortar environments and coming over. I mean, once you can experience this, you're actually way more productive. And it's difficult to think of, suiting up and jumping in a car and grinding through traffic and pollution and all the other things that people are dealing with. So it's a mouthful there, but those some of the immediate pros right off the top of my head.
I love it. I think some of the examples I've seen too of you've got people too. One of the things I think that has benefited some of our employees through the years have been maybe they get hired and they're living in one area and then they move, right? And a lot of times that necessitates a job change or a dramatic commute increase or whatever. And in this case, you've got people who've moved several states over for whatever reason,
and back.
Right? And back, right?
Midwest back, Seattle back, Texas. Yeah, it's a non-issue.
Non-issue, complete non-issue. And, people have got other lives. They want to be close to parents or far from parents or close to other family or far from other family or whatever, right? Or there's a spouse or someone else in the family that gets a job and they have to move, and that can completely disrupt. And a company can lose a great employee because of that. In this case, you don't have to, right? So there's some huge advantages too. No, I think it's fascinating. What about from like any cautions or sort of challenges that you've seen around recruiting and retention? As what are some of the kind of lessons you've learned that you could share with everybody?
You definitely have to set expectations right, because you can get an A player, someone that thrives, but thrives in an office environment. They thrive with an in-person interaction. Drop in my office, let's pop up a whiteboard, and you lose that sometimes. Things have to be a little more scheduled, when you have employees working from home. So you can get good people that just don't thrive in this environment. So you really need to vet that out before going into it, before hiring somebody, because on the surface, somebody might think it's a really great deal, but there's times it's tough working from home. Sometimes you can feel like you're on an island and you're slugging away. And obviously we talked about in previous episodes, we use our technology stack and our culture and things like that to really help people with that, but it can be an issue. The other piece is if you don't have very clearly defined objectives in which you manage people by, don't try and go virtual. There's no gray area. You can't be subjective. Everybody has to have a measurable goal that they're trying to achieve. And the right A players or the right culture fit, they thrive in that. They don't want to meet it. They want to exceed it. And so it can be to your benefit, but those are just things that you have to be aware of going into it.
Yep. Great. As always, love this topic. Love sharing these insights with everyone else. So thanks for doing that, Travis. We'll sign off for now and stay tuned for our next one. We'll dive into another topic on this. Thanks so much.
Thank you.